Now, as for dynamic pitching sequences which dominate, today we will attack the longitudes of picking apart hitters. Now, pitching up and down is a more modern trend that's giving hurlers a great deal of success and further creating hell on earth for hitters, especially against neutralizing the whole launch angle craze. And believe me, I will get into that in a future video. Now, as the hitter can only protect one side of the plate, this also goes for up and down. And when you execute this game plan, success awaits for thee. Now, this unnerving combination of forcing hitters to change eye levels is becoming even more prevalent in Major League Baseball because of the higher strike goal. Pitches above the belt were not strikes 10 years ago. As the strike zone has increased in the pitcher's favor, it now presses the ever vulnerable hitter to further expand out of the zone. His demise is inevitable. Now, when you show a good forcing fastball up in the zone early in the at-bat, you don't necessarily have to return there. It's already in the hitter's head that you can pitch to that location. Now, after that, you can live down into the zone where the majority of pitches are thrown, especially all breaking and off-speed pitches. Now, because the hitter already knows that you can throw up there, he may have to cheat to get to it. As a result, would possibly cause him to expand the zone. Therefore, you can elevate even more, particularly with two strikes. Now, it's important to remember that the harder you throw, the more you can get away with when you elevate the fastball. Now, as I talked about in the last video, episode 31, most pitchers are taught to establish down and on the corners, and there is nothing wrong with that timeless approach. Now, to make it even more dynamic, elevating the fastball up in the zone or even out of the zone can force hitters into an impulsive decision. As everything in the at-bat thus far has been down, 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 when the hitter sees up, he thinks he's getting a mistake pitch. Now, during this change of eye levels, most hitters can't register how far up the ball actually is, nor have the bat speed to catch up with it. Now, keep in mind that plus fastballs are easier to hit when they are down. Even more so, by changing speeds down in the zone, this slows down the bat. Thus, the high heat element overpowers hitters time and time again. Now, they think that they can consistently launch the ball up in the zone. Although, no. Although, no. Although, no. Although, no. Now, when you are ahead in the count and you feel the hitter's getting jumpy because he hasn't anything to hit yet, he isn't likely to be in protect mode at the plate. Now, the best way to elevate against the vulnerable is to throw the fastball above the zone, splitting the plate. Between the hands and the shoulders, down the middle is most ideal. Now, this location is efficient because when you begin in or out while elevated, the hitter can pick up on the location sooner and lay off the pitch. Starting down the middle teases the hitter into thinking he's getting a fat pitch until it gets on him much quicker than he expected. And nobody likes a tease, so run with it. Now, when the hitter lays off or fouls off the elevated fastball, you now have him set up to go back down in the zone with any number of pitches, velocities, or movements. And naturally, a good late breaking slider is always difficult to hit. That's why you're here. Now, on top of that, the hitter is set up to be put away with the slider after the high fastball. As both are velocity pitches which look the exact same coming out of the hand, hitters can be very easy to manipulate. Now, as for the freak show free swingers, pay attention to their tendencies in the at-bat and keep expanding. Be creative and be in control without giving in to them. Enjoy the battle and keep dominating, my friend. Want to see how the best of the best ever use their dominant sliders to efficiently put away hitters time and time again, leading to the walk of shame back to the dugout? Of course you do. Well, there is a time-sensitive link in the description box below to watch the webinar, What Can a Slider Do For You in Just 3 Months? So once you click the link, the clock is ticking. Don't keep your career in waiting. This is the big push to make moves as a pitcher. That's why I'm offering you something very special that you cannot refuse.